Hey guys, today we're looking at expository essay writing. Kind of bear with me as I navigate the waters of this. Expository writing is writing to explain something, whether it's the importance of something or how to do something. Either way, you're looking at explaining. For the EOC, you're going to write one of these on the test. One expository essay, and it needs to be the bomb. Okay? On it, as far as grading is concerned, you get two graders, and they grade on a scale of 0 to 4. The scores then get added together to score somewhere between 0 and 8. So one grader may give you a 2, one grader may give you a 3, and that gives you a 5 out of 8. Then that score gets multiplied by 2. Okay? So your essay is weighted twice. So it is super, super, super important that you do very well on this portion of the EOC. So not only are we going to try to make you very skillful writers in the EOC or the expository essay, but we are just trying to make you fantastic writers in general. So bear with us as we kind of get you through this. I know it's not always the most fun or the best portion of it, but I promise you we are not leading you astray. As far as passing scores, they usually average around a 5 or higher. And what that means is that if you're scoring around a 5 or a 6, that allows you to be able to miss some multiple choice questions. But if you are struggling in that area as well, we want to try to keep our essay score higher as well. And then we'll go over that more in depth later as far as a breakdown. But for now, just kind of bear with us as we take you through what a score of a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 looks like. So, hang tight as we get you through it. Hey guys, so what does a score of a 1 look like? Okay. Well, this is what the state has, and I've condensed it into the main portions. And basically the state says that the essay represents a very limited writing performance. Basically, it's not good. And we have a lot of work to do for scoring 1. So we look at 3 different components: organization and progression, development of ideas, and the use of language and conventions. Organization is, how is our paper structured? Okay? And with a 1, basically it doesn't have a structure. There's no paragraph, there's no clarity, there's no direction. There's no thesis statement, it's unclear, it doesn't make any sense. You have consistent repetition, you have wordiness, no focus, no transition, just a random assortment of thoughts. Somewhere this essay is unclear. So your development of ideas, your ideas are weak, your examples are weak, maybe inappropriate, they're vague, somewhere it's just insufficient. What else? Well, does not understand the prompt. And that is a big deal. If you do not answer the prompt, the struggle is real. We might as well stop there. So you didn't answer it sufficiently. Also, your language and conventions. Basically, your word choice in your sentences are weak, they're awkward, and they're vague. You have no control over your punctuation, your grammar, or capitalization. So, short term, some serious issues that interfere with meaning. And that will give you the score of a 1. And I hope that none of us are scoring this no matter where we start on this. Otherwise, we have some work to do. So what does a 1 look like? This is a released state student sample that the students wrote this past year, and the prompt was about write an essay explaining how people can work together to make a difference. So let's read through this and let's see what some of our ideas are. Working together, we can make a difference. A group of more than just one person, there is more opinions and more ideas on how to help to make a difference. Working together gives more support. More people are involved and give confidence to each other to strive to success. Other people in the community might like the idea and are willing to support and work together to reach their goal to make a difference in the community. The more people that is involved, the more better they can make to change and make a difference and improve the quality of people's lives. I would make a good impact on the people's lives. People can make a difference. I'm not sure if you've understood anything about that, but reading it was hard. So that's the first issue. The state says that there are no specific demands of the prompt, there's no answer, there's no sentence-to-sentence connections, no transitions, there's no thesis. We don't understand what this writer is attempting to do. It's a very limited performance. It doesn't make any sense. It's a ramble of thought. It's not punctuated correctly. Your grammar is not correct. It just has a lot of issues, which means that we're very limited, and this is why it gets a score of a 2. Alright, so moving up the chain, we're at a score of a 2. The state says the essay represents a basic writing performance, breaking it down into organization, development of ideas, and the use of language and conventions. We're looking at the organization. Maybe there's something there. We're looking at some kind of evidence, but it's still weak or inappropriate. Maybe you only had 1 or 2 paragraphs. Okay. The next one is the thesis is weak and may not fully answer the prompt, but maybe you have one. Ideas are weak and may not always flow or make sense, but maybe you have something there to work with. The development of ideas are minimal. The essay reflects little or no thought. The response to the prompt doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and there's some kind of limited understanding. Your word choice and sentences are general, with basic understanding, weak with some control, and some grammar and mechanics errors that are severe and that help hinder the understanding of your essay. That may need a lot of work. So let's look at an example. So this essay is a score of a 2. Again, we're looking at working together to make a difference. I think people can make a difference working together by being better, faster, and bigger to help others. There are many independent people in the world that don't like to work with others, but have been helped by a group. Others just love and thrive working together with other people. One place where people have worked together, you create a greater result is Avatar. In Avatar, all the Navy got together with all the Dans to get rid of the sky people or humans. That team effort made the humans go back home and leave the native people alone once and for all. Another example of people that worked together is during the American Revolution against Britain. The American Army wall, all full of farmers that wanted to defend their country. All of them got together, and with the help of the French, they beat the British so they would leave our land. Working together makes a big difference in the world, and it's important to do it to benefit off of it. Alright, so we have some decent ideas here. We have the Avatar movie for some kind of support. We have the French Revolution for some support, or the American Revolution. The indention, not so much there for paragraphs, but you see he uses that dash mark to indicate, which is not a good idea, so I don't advise doing it, but you kind of get the idea. Still no transitions. We still have some vague understanding. There's some areas where it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but we have some kind of development of ideas, and that's the best thing. We're attempting to answer this prompt. And so we're developing. We're getting there. We just have a little work to do. All right, now we're playing with fire. Score of a 3. The essay represents a satisfactory writing performance. With organization, it is appropriate, meaning you have all your paragraphs. They're indented. They make sense. They're there. Your essay is clear. It answers the prompt adequately. Your clear thesis statement is there. It's evident. There's focus. It flows from sentence to sentence, transitions, with minor lapses and a few focus areas. Your development of ideas have details. There are examples. It supports your thesis statement and the prompt, which adds substance to your essay. It reflects thought, that you use your brain, that you plan this out, and that it is original. You didn't just have some formulaic answer. And it shows good understanding of the topic. Your language and conventions, your word choice and sentence is clear and specific for the most part. It reflects understanding of good grammar and mechanics with some minor errors here and there. That doesn't hinder the overall understanding of your essay. So let's go see what a score of a 3 looks like. Alright, so let's see what a 3 looks like. Remember that the prompt says, write an essay explaining how to work together to make a difference. So, when working alone on a task, it might be really hard to do. When you have multiple people helping you, the task then becomes easier than before. When working alone, little can be done, but when working together, everything can be done. On the Texans football team, they have linemen, backs, and receivers. The linemen block so the backs can run the ball or pass it to a receiver so they got a touchdown. The receivers also block if they have nothing else to do. If everyone was just doing their own thing, then nothing would be accomplished. Everyone has to work together to get their main goal accomplished, like in football, getting a touchdown. In World War II, every soldier had a job. Infantry had to be on the ground distracting the enemy so other soldiers could get their main goal accomplished. Paratroopers would fly in and save the infantry if they needed help. Reinforcements would help everyone out. If they did all of their own thing, nothing would get accomplished. Everyone must be informed of what other teams are doing so they could help or let them do what they had to. Without teamwork, nothing would matter. So it's a solid essay. Has some decent examples, some good details, things that add to it. Needs a little work, like not writing in second-person point of view, and a clearer thesis as to what exactly we're looking for in our essays, which we will work for as I break down the parts of the essay. But overall, it's a solid one with some good details, some good ideas. We understood what the person said with some minor grammar errors. So, we can achieve this. This is doable with some little bit of help to kind of get us up over this hump straighter to that 4.